As we travel around the country, whenever I talk to little guys and little girls, they say, whenever you talk to the Major League Baseball players and the NFL players, Casey, find out if they have any superstitions. Well, we did just that. At the Atlanta Braves Fan Fest, we caught up with a bunch of players and coaches, and I asked them about some of their superstitions. That's today on Clubhouse Gas.
Well, a lot of guys, I'm not into the superstition stuff, but it's hard not to get into it. Like if you get on a hot streak, you try to figure out, man, what did I do every day to that point? And you try to stick with it. But, the wackiest thing is the pitcher who had the toothbrush and the licorice for the Cubs, Turk Wendell. He had to jump over the line. It used to make me mad because, he was the opponent, and to sit there and watch that, it was really wacky. But, that got him going. A lot of guys have superstitions in baseball.
Finally, for these young kids who are just now developing their athletic identity, and one of the things that goes with your athletic identity is your number. And you want to follow, you want to keep your number as you go throughout. Have you ever had an opportunity, a situation where you came to a team and your number wasn't available, or somebody came and wanted your number, and what happened with that?
Well, Mr. Gonzalez, who's now the manager for the Florida Marlins, right. When I came back from L.A. to Atlanta, he had my number. But he was gracious enough to give me my number back, and I rewarded him with a motorcycle.
Nice.
Yeah, so, good people, good things happen to them. And, not that I was superstitious about my number, it was just nice of him to step up and want to give me my number back.
It's part of your athletic identity. It's part of what you do.
It is. But, not too many guys reward other people like that. But, I felt like, he deserved it, and it was just a great gesture by him.
If I have a good game, I do the same thing the next day. I try to kind of eat the same foods or have the same routine, wear the same shoes, whatever it may be. Just kind of keep that hot streak going.
You just got traded, so what about your number? What would you do to keep your number if you came in and there was a situation?
Well, I did have to change numbers, when I came to Atlanta. But at the same time, when you get traded, it's kind of a new beginning. It's a new start. So, for me, having to change my number wasn't a big deal, and it worked out for me.
All right. Are there any superstitions you've had growing up?
I got plenty.
Talk about
plenty. If I do good one day, I'm gonna wear the same clothes the next day. And believe me, it was couple of 3, 4, 5 days that I was doing good, and I was stink going to the ballpark. So that was one of my number ones.
I do the same thing. I did a good interview 2 days ago, and I'm pretty ranked, so I apologize.
That was me,
but it's a superstition. Okay. One of the biggest superstitions for any athlete is the number.
Yeah.
Keep the same number, and now in free agency, players change teams a lot. It's one of the strangest things you've done, or you haven't changed, but you've heard somebody do to keep their number.
Well, I hope somebody with a lot of money or famous come to this team and get number 12, right, so I can sell it to him, or I can get a bike or a house, something. But my number is 12, and I picked 12 because 11 was the Hall of Fame from Venezuela, Luis Aparicio, and 13 was my favorite guy, Dave Concepcion, right, who might go to the Hall of Fame this year. So I picked the one in the middle. So I'm even with them. So that's why I wear number 12.
I was always one that claimed that I didn't have any superstitions, but at the same time, I know that the bat feel in my hand was huge. If I would use one bat one day, the same model, and get up the next day, and if it didn't feel right in my hands, I'd go to another bat that felt right in my hands, because that was something that was very important to me. And but I was not one that dusted off first base or had to jump over lines or anything like that. I didn't believe in all that. But there were little things, little quirks that I had to go through that try to keep my confidence up.
These kids coming up today, they're doing some wild stuff like sleeping with their bats.
I don't know if that's helpful or not, but if it helps you keep doing it, that's all I can tell you. I don't know. I really wasn't a real superstitious guy. I didn't touch, for some unknown reason, I never touched the foul lines going on off the field. I don't know why I did that, but I never did. I've seen other guys where they have to dress the same, put on the right sock and the left sock, and they have to do it all from top to bottom the exact same way at the exact same time, every day, which for me, I could never do that anyway. There was always something else going on that would make me late anyhow. But really, that's probably the craziest things, because I can't imagine people having to sit down at the exact same time and doing everything every day the exact same way.
Nothing like specific, but I do continue to do. I duplicate whatever it is that I had success. If I had that day, if I had 4 hits, whatever I ate, whatever route I took to the field, whatever I did, I try to pretty much just do it again. I don't wear the same clothes or wear the, not wash anything. I mean, I'm still paying attention to hygiene, but it's nothing like that. But I do think about it.
Kelly Johnson says, take a bath. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Thanks.